Morning, how are you? It's Kirsten Liebelt. Let's see if I can move my microphone and not mess anything up. I think I can. I think I did it. Yay! Good morning, you guys. It is Tuesday. How are you doing? How are you doing? Okay, so I woke up this morning and was very, very excited to have a couple of different testimonies come my way. I cannot wait to tell you about them. That's number one. Number two, if you are interested in the sleep clinic, we're going to do like a little mini masterclass, and we're going to do it this Saturday, February 21st at noon Central Standard Time. So if that's something that interests you, it's not just, we will talk about supplementation, of course, because I want to resource you, but my business partner is a cosmetologist. And so she just happens to have a few things up her sleeve to talk about in terms of really adding value. So what we're attempting to do is we're going to go live in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. There are a very small handful of you that might be in another Facebook group that I have. If you are, it'll be there too. If you don't know about it, doesn't matter. It'll be noon and we'll go live, and it'll be a sleep clinic. We're going to do like 45 minutes of information and like value. And then we're going to take some questions. So set your clock if that interests you. Set a timer on your phone. Now, if you do not know who I am, my name is Kirsten Liebelt and I live in Minnesota. We just came out of our first fake spring and it was amazing. We walked and walked and walked, and now we're going to go right back into winter again for half a minute. It's what we do. You know, you get the best of both worlds, right? But this has been my whole life in Minnesota. I grew up in a suburb of Minneapolis and in an Italian family. In fact, my whole Italian family kind of was like in Northeast Minneapolis. And then when I was 4 years old, my dad got a VA loan and we went out to a suburb in Minnesota, like where you could probably get $1,000 down, maybe. Is that what that probably was? $1,000 down, you could get a house. And so we moved out to the boonies in the middle of freaking nowhere. That's not true anymore, of course, because it's all expanded. Urban sprawl, whatever they call that. And I grew up out there in the middle of nowhere, where it was very much farm fields and all that good stuff. So I had a really good childhood. But I always knew that my Italian family had maybe the corner on the market when it came to like food and type 2 diabetes. It was just a regular, normal thing. And so I feel like I always just assumed that it was very genetic and that there was nothing you could do about it, which is not true at all. And by the time I was 22, I was gestational diabetic with my first baby, hypoglycemic with my second baby, and then onward and upward when it came to my weight and my insulin resistance. So we just went up, up, up from there. Was not pretty. So by the time I was 50, I was pre-diabetic by diagnosis, etc. So good morning, Peggy. Good to see you. Good morning, Joan. So good to see you. She calls me Coach Kirsten. You're so sweet. And so let me see. Oh, it's great to be here, says Susan. Good to see you, Susan. Always so glad to have you guys jump on. Good morning from Oregon. Oh my gosh, that's great. So nice to meet you, Ellen. So glad to have you aboard today. Okay, very, very cool. Love it. Love it. Okay, so basically that was kind of like a really tiny little nutshell of my life. But my dad took his entire decade of his 50s, which, of course, now at 61, that's so freaking young. Your 50s, you've only just begun, right? Like now that I passed my 50s, that's how I view that. It's like, oh, I felt like I finally came into my own in my 50s, And so now my 60s, I'm like, man, just getting started. But he took his 50s and he was just medication. And there was so much medication and so many doctor's procedures and appointments, et cetera. And then he was dead at 63. And it just didn't have to be that way. Lots of dialysis and throwing up and all that stuff. And I just really, being super duper, really unknowledgeable about how to do anything healthy, I shake my head. I was literally the picture in the Facebook, the picture in the the high school yearbook that would say the most unlikely to ever be a healthy person and eat anything healthy. The most unlikely person to ever talk online about supplementation and insulin resistance. I mean, that was me. Big time. So it's kind of very ironic. I'm living inside of my own irony. Welcome to my world. And now what I get to do, I have such a pleasure to do this. You guys, you know how this fires me up. You know how excited I get. Like, it just fills my love tank. I am equally as passionate as the first day that I went and talked to you guys about insulin resistance. We started our challenges in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance, 2.5 years ago. And I'm just as passionate and fired up as I was back then. And I had 2 different testimonies come my way today and this morning. Just like, this is how I get to start my morning. I don't know. How's your day? This is how I start my morning. So I have two customers. Okay. One of them, she had already said the first part to me, and then today was the update. And this is like, she's fresh on the total body reset, like maybe a month or so, or I don't even know what she is. She's new. She's not like, she hasn't been on forever. Okay. So that, just to give you context, I have noticed a few things, like the bloating is much better. The food cravings have come way down, especially for sweets. I was really a sweet alcoholic. 'Twas me. And then she said this morning, yes, I had lab work done. My fasting glucose was 86. It usually runs between 96 and 99. My A1C is 5.4. It was 5.6 6 months ago. Not sure how well my liver is doing. My AST was 21, same as last time, but my ALT was 16 last time. It was 19. Score. And then the second one is this. I did measure myself this morning since the fall. Okay, so now since the fall, she's lost 7 inches. She's down 4 to 6 pounds. It varies a bit each week, but it's staying down compared to a year ago when I just kept gaining. I'm surprised and happy. I'm finally feeling more energy too, and I was fatigued for months. So I hope you guys are hearing that testimony. You know, the scale hasn't changed as much as the inches have, and her energy is up. But the deal is that she stopped gaining weight. I was telling my story to somebody in voice text yesterday, and it's so interesting. She sent me that text this morning because it reminded me the first thing that happened to me when I started to take control is I stopped gaining. Like, I was a 2X, but I was going up and reached a 2X on my way. Like, I was in that trajectory. It wasn't like, oh, I had been a 2X forever. No, I was doing this. And that's why my mom in my 40s was like, Kirsten Ann, what are you doing? Do you go to the doctor? Do you get your sugars checked? What's wrong with you? Do you know what your numbers are? Do you even care? Hello, your dad died when you were 30, type 2 diabetes. Like, wake up. She had lived this entire marriage all the way to her retirement years of 65. He was 63. All of her married life from when he was 35 on. Like, I was a baby. She had just begun her life, and his life was all about type 2 and then dead. So she was not happy with me because my weight was just doing this. And so that's where I was. And the very first thing that happened for me, this is my story, is I stopped gaining weight. And it was my first, like, I think I just stabilized my weight. Like, what? That was not what was happening to me. So for her to say that, it was like, that's really sweet, because I literally just said that to somebody yesterday. I was reminiscing about my story, and I'm like, you know, the first thing that happened to me was I stopped gaining weight. And then she texted me that this morning. So those are our little testimonies for today. There you go. All right. So today what I want to do is I want to talk about visceral belly fat for a second. And hopefully you'll get a little bit of fresh information on this. It really is a very big deal. I was listening to I was watching a YouTube video from Dr. Eric Berg, and he was just talking about how like alive this visceral fat is in our bodies. And if you don't remember me talking about it in general, visceral fat is what gets laid down in and around your organs and your intestines. So it's all your trunk area. So when she says I measured and I've lost 7 inches since last fall, what she means is under her boob, we go under our boob and then down through our hips, under our boob, down through our hips, this whole trunk area. So measure 1, 2, 3 spots. Okay. 1, 2, 3 spots on yourself, and keep a little running tally, like on a little piece of paper in your bathroom or something like that, because that's the fat you want to get rid of. It's like, see you later, sayonara, bye-bye. Because now we are going to increase the function of your liver and your gut, and we're going to actually get your fat burning mode turned on. Yes, it gets so exciting. Okay, so Marla, so good to see you here, Marla. So good to see you. Okay, and if people are on the replay, Geraldine, good to see you. Good to see you. Let me know you're on the replay. Let me know where you're coming in from, and let's dive into a little bit of content. And then if you guys have questions, let me know. Okay, and we will kind of chat back and forth just a little bit and see if we can't get you just a little bit more understanding. Just, I feel like when people understand why they need to do something, then you stay the course, you stay long term. And it's so imperative to know that. Yesterday, I talked a little bit about the guy with the pickaxe in the mine, and he's just about to break through to the other side where all those diamonds. And he's like, oh, never mind. And he just turns around to give up. And he was this close. And it's like, if you do not have the ability, the capacity to go the distance, it's hard to get the results that you're looking for, because this is not a quick fix. This is a turnaround inside of your body systems. It's a systemic conversation. It's a metabolic dysfunction. Okay, so we got to turn that ship around. So have you ever noticed that belly fat feels kind of like it's protected? Like who's protecting my belly fat and why? Why is this a protected species? Like I can't get rid of it for nothing. It's like your body is guarding it. It's like kind of keeping it in place. And it's like, what is going on? I seem to be able to lose weight everywhere but my belly. So you can diet, you can walk more, which I do. I love. I can't wait now to walk more this year. You can even lose weight everywhere else, but your middle, it kind of stays put. Super frustrating. It's not a calorie issue. It's a safety signal to your body. Let me explain just a little bit more. So visceral fat is not vanity fat. It's actually emergency fat. All right. It wraps around your organs because your body thinks it's under metabolic stress. So when we have metabolic dysfunction, we have metabolic stress. So our body was fearfully and wonderfully made, and it's going to fight for function. We talk about that a lot. So here's the part that kind of like no one explains just a little bit. Your liver is your fat processing organ. I mean, I hate to be a broken record, girls, but it's all about your freaking liver. When it gets overloaded from hidden fructose, I mean, literally like ketchup. Ketchup is corn syrup. That's fructose, right? Seed oils, stress. So much stress in our society. We have to stop doom scrolling on social media. And they call it doom scrolling for a reason. We have to stop. Our bodies were not designed for that kind of stress. Snacking all day. Snacking. This is how our liver starts to get overloaded. So what happens then when we're doing these things, insulin, this is why I'm addressing sleep this weekend. This is why we're doing a sleep clinic, because y'all aren't sleeping. And if you don't fix your sleep, you're not going to have very many days where your insulin resistance is not challenged. Every day after a night of sleep that is poor, your insulin resistance is up and your cortisol is up. And that definitely feels like a hamster wheel. You just go round and round and round. So when it slows down, when your liver slows down its function, your insulin stays high, your fat burning literally gets shut off. Like, oh, well, won't be burning any fat anytime soon. And I know this is it's a source of contention even, in our conversations, right? Because if you're snacking all day long, you're just not letting your insulin come down. If you're going to eat grain all the time and all the keto breads and all that, you're just not going to give your body time for your insulin to come down. You'll never get into fat burning mode. And so it's not about being strict and religious about food. It's about understanding what's happening in your body so that you like, okay, I'm not willing to just have my fat burning switch off any longer. I can't take it. I cannot handle it. I have to turn my fat burning switch back on because I have to make strides. Have to. I'm going to see if I can find it here. I don't think I can. I'll give that testimony another day. And so when you can finally make strides, you feel like $1,000,000. When all you've been able to do is gain, when all you've been able to do is like you just can't make that scale move no matter what, or those inches or whatever. And when you start to go in the other direction, man, you feel like you could conquer the world. It still might not be fast, but you feel like you've got at least have a grid, you have a direction, right? So, insulin is not the enemy. Okay, so sorry. I want to finish that. So when your liver is overloaded from hidden fructose seed oil, stress, snacking all day, and it slows down, your insulin stays high, your fat burning switch stays off, and your visceral fat gets stored as protection. That's why the visceral fat is like all over the place. Because again, your insulin stays high, your fat burning is off, so now it just gets stored. Okay? So insulin is not the enemy, but chronically high insulin is a do not burn fat signal. It's like, oh, got to get that insulin down. I have to get that insulin down. And if the liver isn't clearing insulin efficiently, it lingers. Your liver has to be given a chance to do its job. That's why, like the total body reset, 50% of it is for your liver. Okay? That lingering insulin is what keeps visceral fat locked. Just locked. So, how does this make you feel? You feel very inflamed. Your waist feels super tight. You lose fat everywhere except your belly. I just think we could all resonate on that one. We all connect on that one, don't we? So think of your metabolism like a roundabout. Do y'all have roundabouts where you live? We are building roundabouts like crazy town in Minnesota. We have roundabouts every 2 seconds, and they're building more and more and more and more of them everywhere because it keeps traffic flowing, right? Nobody has to stop and wait. Nobody gets backed up, especially in the small towns around us where maybe there's not very much room for people to back up, but there's more people living there. So they have to keep things moving, kind of like that ant trail. You got to keep people moving, right? So think of metabolism like a roundabout. Fuel comes in because you eat food. So you're eating food, fuel comes into your body, your insulin rises. It takes your fuel and it delivers it to your cell. And then the insulin comes down. That's normal metabolism. That's normal metabolic health, right? But when the liver is sluggish, super slow, insulin can't exit efficiently. So it just circles. And while it circles, fat burning is paused. And that's a jam. That is a jam. So most people try to cut out calories and do things like that, right? Good morning, Linda. Good to see you, my Minnesota friend. You're so welcome. She says, thanks for all you do. You're so nice. Good morning, sweet lady Patty. Good morning, Jackie. Good morning, Marilyn. Always good to see you too. Always good to see you. Kathy, good morning. Watch replays all the time. But first time live? Kathy, that's amazing. That is amazing. Another Total Body Reset customer, and you don't even get to watch live. You're awesome, Kathy. I love that. I love it when people can jump on board no matter what. I mean, you know what? And it takes intentionality. You have to be an intentional person to decide, I'm going to be the one that's not, okay, so when we were growing up, did you all watch General Hospital, All My Children? That's what I was doing in high school, right? Watching soap operas, laying out in the sun, right? So on your lunch hour, you're like listening to me. You're like taking back your own health. You're being your own advocate. Like you should be so proud of yourself. It's amazing. Not everybody else is doing that. You have to always remember that. So sometimes we just cut out calories, or maybe we fast longer, or we do more cardio. We really thought for a long time that cardio was the answer to everything. And cardio is good for your heart. We want oxygen. We want to be able to climb a hill. We want to be able to, all that good stuff, but that's not your fat burning mechanism. It's just not. But you can't override a hormonal protection mechanism you can't override a hormonal protection mechanism with discipline of exercise. It doesn't work that way because this is a hormonal conversation. So you have to clear the jam. You have to lower the insulin. You got to do this, and you support the fat processing system. This is why she's like, oh my gosh, I've lost 7 pounds. I stopped gaining weight. I've lost 7 pounds. I'm fluctuating at a 4 to 6 pound loss, but my energy is up. I'm happy. I'm so excited because my body is finally clearing the jam. It's clearing the jam. And how do you know that you're losing visceral fat around your trunk? Because you're measuring. And she's like, I've lost 7 inches. That's how you know what's happening inside. It's almost like they're doing this, like you're shrinking your fat cells. Okay. So that is how it goes. So here are just a few tips. Like you've maybe even heard some of these before, but here are a few tips. You got to stop snacking. And it's a challenge. And I understand because we stress eat, we boredom eat, we happy eat, we sad eat, we whatever. And I get it. We reward ourselves eat. Oh, that's a big one right there. Well, I've been doing so well or whatever. I understand that one big time. But you've got to give your insulin space to fall. You've got to give your insulin a moment. So set an alarm on your phone if you have to. Eat and then pay attention. What time did I eat? And go 4 hours. If you can go longer, but go 4 hours. And again, now if you're type 2 and you're insulin dependent and you have to pay attention differently because you're monitoring your sugars and whatever, and your doctor says don't do that, you have to follow what your doctor is saying. Okay, I'm not going to go against medical advice. But in general, for the average person, we have to stop snacking and let our insulin fall. It has to have space to come down. It has to have space, okay? Eat 30 grams or more of protein before noon to stabilize your insulin. Now, again, if you are doing intermittent fasting and it's working for you, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This is just a general guideline for the average person. When you get up in the morning, if you are eating toast and bagels and pancakes and cereal and granola and no. That's not the way. That's not the way. You're going to spike and crash. And now you've really not been able to, we think that oatmeal is healthy. It's not when you're insulin resistant. You have to do it. There's a different way to do life. So like I got up, I had 2 eggs. I had my chicken sausage and my Oikos yogurt, 000. Super boring. I get it, but it's 40 grams of protein. So 40 grams of protein before noon stabilizes insulin, just helps the journey. Okay. Now, if I was in intermittent fasting, no big deal, whatever. We don't have to be religious about it. We have to be helpful for ourselves. Number 3, walk 10 minutes after meals and improve your insulin resistance. It's a very simple thing to do, to walk, right? To walk 10 minutes. It doesn't even have to be like yesterday. I wanted to walk. I was like, my husband's like, well, how far should we, how long should we walk? I go, well, we only have time for like 20 minutes. Well, we walked a half an hour. So we squeezed in extra time, but it felt so good. So do what you can. Okay. Leave 3 hours. Here's another one. This is the one I have the hardest time with. I'm getting better. But man, it's so easy for me to fall back into my old schedule. So I'm being intentional about it this year. So I will keep working my way up into more and more better days on it. Leave 3 hours between dinner and sleep, or between the last time you eat and sleep, because nighttime is your liver reset time. So you don't want your body prioritizing digestion while you're sleeping. You want to prioritize cellular regeneration and resetting your liver. You don't want to give it a different job. And when you eat close to sleep time, you're giving your body a different job, and it's going to prioritize. So we do the best we can, right? Maybe if it's not 7 out of 7 days a week, we do 5. I don't know. I'm working on it. Okay. I'm working on it. Support your liver and your gut together. This is where we talk about the total body reset, because if you can support your liver and your gut, it's almost like you're getting your body to do the work for you by supporting it. Yes, you have to make the decisions on, changing out your food one ingredient at a time, one recipe at a time. You got to do the do. You can't eat the standard American diet and out supplement it. I mean, that's silliness, right? But you can also equally match that with, okay, now body, I'm going to get you to function. Now go, come on, function. Like, I changed your filter. I gave you fresh oil. I tightened up every nut and every bolt. I detailed you. I vacuumed you out. I'm doing all the things so that you can function and have flow. This is one of the reasons, you guys, okay. Tangent. Who is using a vibration plate? I would love to know. Patty, you've never been a snacker. Good for you, Patty. That's it's a habit and not a necessity. And so good for you, because then you never had to break that habit. You just never had to break it. So the whole vibration plate conversation, I started this at the beginning of the year. Patty is good. These are the reasons why I love my vibration plate. May not be for everybody else, but I just happened to, I didn't think I was neutral. I'm like, well, I don't know. I'm just going to try it. Right. I actually love it. Geraldine loves hers too. Okay, good. I love that. I feel like it helps with just flow in general. Like, even your bathroom habits can increase and get better. Be positive about that. Okay. I wouldn't say it's a total fix, but I would say it definitely is. Like, it's getting your body moving and flowing. It's getting everything going, blood flow and everything. Right. I love that I can do stability exercises on it. I kind of lift up and I go down, and I lift up and I go down, like on my ankles or on my toes. And I'm really strengthening like my calves, etc. That leads right into, I had kind of a tight hamstring and a calf on my right leg for the last year. And my hamstring has really loosened up, and my calf is totally on the way, which has been affecting like a plantar fasciitis, right? So that's having a tight calf as a part of that. It's getting so much better. And I'm like, this is really good. This is really good. But that flow, that if anytime you can get any flow, your lymphatic system doesn't have a pump. Remember, your heart does, but your lymphatic system doesn't. You have to move in order to get things moving. So you have to go for a walk. You have to get on your vibration plate. You have to do things. That's why it's not that cardio is bad. Go for it. Like, get your body moving. Just don't expect the results that you think that are supposed to come from it. It's just not, you're getting other results that are really important. It's just not what you think. And then you might get frustrated, right? So Marla says, yes. Oh, Julia, all of you are doing a vibration plate. Yay. This is so good. Peggy is doing squats on your vibration plate. You are just a rock star. That is amazing. I actually have done, I've done that too. I love it. I love that. I feel super like amazing that I can be like moving and doing stability things at the same time, like squats. Love that. Julia, yes. Her too. Marla, yes. Vibration plate with resistance bands. That is awesome. And she loves it. Okay. So this is very interesting that we're kind of a community that really, so this isn't like a passing fad, right? I'll have to just post for people what I'm using, but it's not a passing fad. It's something that is super easy that you can just, I can stand on my vibration plate. Oh, and this is the last thing that I love. Okay. So depending upon whether your feet are out at the sides or like right here in the middle, depends on how much you're shaking, how much you're vibrating. Okay. So then I go back and forth and I do whatever. But I also then stand up super, super tall, and I kind of like get my torso to really stretch a certain way. So, and let my lower back kind of have a little bit of vibration on it. This is just for me. And I went to the chiropractor yesterday because I go every 2 weeks to the chiropractor. Have done that for years now. My lower back adjustment was stellar. Like I probably haven't adjusted like that in a very long time. It was actually tender. Like in the middle of the night, I'm like, oh, because it's in a different place, right? I was so excited about that because again, it's all about function. You've got to get things back to where they were. And that felt so good for me. Oh, and then my knee too. My right knee feels so much better. I wasn't having big issues at all with it, but it was like, I think it was for my hamstring. So I think my hamstring was tight. It was making my knee just feel weird. It wasn't like water or inflammatory. It was just, I could feel that it was tight, probably because of my hamstring. So that's probably that connection for me. And you like knowing you're burning some calories. I know I try not to think about that because I don't want to eat more and compensate. So I just tell myself, oh, it's not really doing much. See the mind games that I play with myself? Because I don't want to then be like, oh, well, I can eat more. You know, it's like you go for a walk and then you're like, oh, well, we can have a little something, something. Okay, so everybody's loving it. This is great. You guys are so fun. It's like we should have our own little vibration plate party. Like we should do like a session or something and I'll stand on our vibration plates. Okay, so the wrap up on this whole conversation is that if your belly fat feels protected, if it feels like it's being protected, it probably is. It probably is. Your body, it's actually not broken. It's responding to signals. This is all about signals. So when your insulin drops, when you can get your insulin to come down, your fat processing organ starts working again. It's amazing how that can fall into place and all of a sudden it feels like your engine kind of whirs again, you know, that whirring of the engine, like it's starting to go again. But your visceral fat now becomes accessible to get burned. It's kind of like it's opening up that gate. That is very exciting. And I feel like nobody is upset about that, right? Because we want to finally be able to burn fat. And I do think that there are little tweaks that people can make on top of that to really go further faster. And again, that is where you may have to check that out, Luana. I can send you what I'm using or I can show you guys. Here, I'll just show you. Let's make this super easy. On my site, because I think it's usually like $99. It's not even that expensive. So that's kind of nice. So my site is kirstenliebelt.com. I don't even have that up today. Hold on. I'll just show you where I got it off of Amazon. There. It's on the little ticker on the bottom, but there's my website for anybody that needs that. It's super small. It's super streamlined. It's super simple. It's like easy. There's my face. The total body reset, I'm going to show that to you right now. I'm going to show you the 6 pieces, and that's that middle button right there. And when you click on that, there's a 9-minute video. So when I explain it right now, you might be like, huh? No worries. But right here is an Amazon cart right there. It's got a little pink shopping bag. And this brings you to my first page. There's the vibration plate, my red light therapy, whatever. But then down here, it's a shop with Kirsten. So if you want to see all of my stuff, you just hit down there on my name and you'll see all of my categories. But for this purpose, let's do the vibration plate. Let's see how much it is today. So this is what it is. It's the Maroc, $99.99. And you can get it in a bunch of colors. With a red base, you can get pink, you can get green, gray, sorry, not green, gray, blue, black and white, and black and black, and I did black and black. Okay, so it's under $100. That's a very simple way to just do something for yourself that does not require a ton of effort. Like I have to think more about using my squat machine. I have to really think about, I don't have to, but I do because it's not, I'm not like, I can be on my vibration plate and I can work. I can do stuff, You know, I'm a multitasker. Remember, my love language is function. I'm such a weirdo that way. Okay, total body reset. All of the different fun, amazing testimonies that we constantly get that just fire me up. The one that I had this morning, couple of them, one says, since the fall, I have lost 7 inches. It's 6 pieces, by the way. 7 inches, 4 to 6 pounds. It varies, but it's staying down compared to a year ago. So a year ago, she was just gaining. And now she's like halted that. And now she's lost 7 inches. She's finding some weight loss in there. She said, I am surprised and happy. I'm finally feeling more energy too. And I was fatigued for months. The second testimony from this morning, because 2 this morning, I've noticed a few things. This was a little bit ago, and then she added to it. I've noticed a few things like the bloating is much better. The food cravings have come way down, especially for sweets. I was really a sweet alcoholic. That was me. And she said, yes, I had lab work done. My fasting glucose was 86. It usually runs between 96 and 99. My A1C was 5.4. It was 5.6. I love labs, you guys. I love labs. 6 months ago, it was a 5.6. Not sure how well my liver is doing. My AST was 21, which was the same as last time, but my ALT was 16, and the last time it was 19. So your labs, this is the deal. You guys, we can live in la la land. And this is me, man. This is so me. You have no idea. I will not declare it over myself now. I was the self-sabotage queen. Such a queen of self-sabotage. Because if you wake up in the morning and you're puffier than normal, you can be like, well, this isn't working anyway. And then you can give yourself permission to go eat or do whatever you want to do, right? If you start to actually see hard evidence, like an MRI that has your fatty liver going from bad to mild, we have somebody with that testimony. Your ALT is down on your liver. Your A1C is down. Your fasting glucose is like, all of a sudden you're like, okay. I might not have changed sizes yet, but my body is going in the right direction, and it's starting to unlock the ability to burn this fat. So just keep going, just keep swimming. It's like Dora the Explorer. Is that what it is? I don't even know. Dora is a fish though. I do know that, but keep swimming, just keep swimming, keep going, because you're chasing the labs, you're chasing the hard evidence, and then the body will come into alignment and you'll be like, yes. Hi, Barb. Good morning from Ontario. Like testimony queen. So you're going to order the vibration plate and red light. We are so stinking proactive about our health now. I know, Julie. Isn't it amazing? Seriously. Oh, you're so welcome. Joan, you're so good. Shannon, you had a phone call, so you're very late. No problemo. Okay. So total body reset. A lot of you are already on it, but I always go over it. Like, I woke up this morning and, somebody else is starting their journey. And it's like, you know what? If I don't talk about it, then people don't know. So when I was a 2X in size, that was at the beginning of my 50s. Okay. So I was a 2X in size. And like, I was just like that testimony. I was gaining. And that's why my mom wouldn't leave me alone. So you have to think about that. What if all of a sudden you were able to at least stop gaining? As step number 1, wouldn't that feel good? I think that would feel really good. I know for me, I was kind of like, what? Like, how is that happening? So for me, that was a really big deal. So I was a 2X in size. I need to get more of my pictures, but let me see. Here's one that I don't show on here as much because it's in my PowerPoint in the group, but this was me. Right around that same time right there. And the one in the red, that's my sister. But we're holding bread and it's Christmas time. Shocker. Lots of bread, lots of pasta. But I was a 2X in size in that picture, if you can see it. And I was just gaining. And I started to do some supplementation because I was convinced I couldn't trade out my foods. And I really do mean that. I was like, yeah, that's pretty much never going to happen. I'm Italian. I'm not going to change out my foods. I'm just going to do something else to make my mom be quiet and leave me alone. So I started with these three. These are the three that are the ones that help with insulin sensitivity. And they each have an ingredient. It's your liver, it's your metabolism, it's your insulin, your sugars, etc. That's where I started. And that's all I did for a very long time. And then the other half and so one of them is for the liver. Notice that in the conversation, because there's going to be 3 out of the 6 pieces that are for your liver. Okay, so that's liver. Then there is now a gut primer. It's a gastrointestinal primer. It's very comprehensive. It's a 6-blend formula. And it's not a simplistic little, like here's some, so I need to take out my thing. It's not a simplistic little, like, add to your smoothie, here's some greens, throw in some greens for an additional, like, there's a lot of products like that hit the airwaves for advertisements. And they're very simplistic. They're very one-layered, very shallow thought process. That's not this. This is literally a done-for-you, comprehensive gastrointestinal primer, like you would prime your walls before you paint. So this is like, let's bring down that inflammation. Let's go after the liver. Let's give it something to work with so that it can create more bile. Let's actually shore up and begin the supporting of healing and sealing your gut so that you can absorb your nutrients and make a difference with what you're doing with the rest of your supplementation. Like, it's very layered. So it's a done-for-you product. All of the greens are fermented, and then it has digestive enzymes and pre and postbiotic and alkaline spices, and it's all off of organic farms. And I'm trying to think. Fruit and vegetable concentrates. And again, organic farms. It's like, I live in Minnesota, and I'm just going to be super honest. I stopped buying fruit in the winter. When I buy fruit in the winter, I buy organic berries that are frozen from Costco because it's trash. There's no nutritional value. They've been shipped in. It's not that I completely, like, if I have something to go to, I'm going to go bring fruit or whatever, fruit tray, or fine, that's fine. But on a regular basis, I eat berries for fruit, and I'm not going to, in Minnesota, where are they being grown? Like, right? But when you harvest something, when you are a company that literally grows your own organic food, your own organic herbs, your own organic food, and then you trace it, you harvest it, you immediately turn it into at the peak of ripeness, you're able to capture that. You're capturing a level of nutrition that I just cannot get in Minnesota. I just can't. I don't live where berries are growing 24/7. It's just not right. My growing season is like 2 weeks long. But I can take extracts of fruits and vegetables. I can take, I can have greens that are fermented. They were harvested and captured. I can do that. So I put 1 scoop of this in a little bit of water. This is mine from this morning. And I use my frother, froth it up, and I take it like a wellness shot. Some of y'all add more water. It's green tea tasting. So that's what I do. And then the other 2 products are probiotic, because you have to finish like populating your microbiome. You have to finish off your gut. We have serious gut issues. We already know that. It's been created for us. There was something that I got to go back and find it, but literally after 10 years, there's a company that stopped creating a chemical product that it was a glyphosate product, and they stopped because of the, let's see here, the outcry of the public. So here it is. After 10 years of lawsuits and public pressure, Corteva I found this morning, is finally discontinuing Enlist Duo, a weed killer that combined glyphosate with 2,4-D, a chemical used in Agent Orange. Turns out possible carcinogen, doesn't pair well with corn and soy. You guys, I don't know how to get that across to people more than I just don't. I just don't. It's just absolutely crazy. So they will discontinue a mixture of an Agent Orange ingredient and glyphosate with another of its herbicides. But another of its herbicides will still use Vietnam's war era defoliant. I'm not like, whatever. That's Dr. Mark Hyman. Whatever. This isn't conspiracy theory, right? So do you think that our guts are a little messed up? Do you think, because we're eating corn tortillas, we're eating corn syrup in freaking everything. We're eating corn syrup in the ketchup that we're eating, or in the soda that we're drinking, or in that granola bar that they told you that was healthy. Corn syrup is in everything. It's in all of the barbecue sauces. It's literally in everything. The seed oils, it's in the Chick-fil-A sauce. They're everywhere. They're frying your hamburger in it. And so, like I always tell you, I'm never looking for perfection from myself. But what I am looking for is I'm going to offset as much as I can, and I'm going to be mindful. If I could go to a Shake Shack and they're using beef tallow, I'm going to Shake Shack. But, I just went out to Valentine's dinner with my husband and had a very nice ribeye, and that was great, whatever. I don't know what they fried it in. I didn't ask. I could have, but I didn't, right? I'm just saying, like, this is just our life. So repopulate the good bacteria in your gut. Get your gut healing and sealing, repopulate. Okay, those two together. And then the very last piece is the orange pixie stick, which is the favorite of most because it tastes like candy, just like you were a kid. When you bought pixie sticks, sometimes they were little and they were paper. Sometimes they were those big, huge ones, like they were 3 feet tall and they were plastic and they were fat. Do you remember those? And it was just powdered sugar, right? Granulated, but it was sugar. And this is literally something that I sourced all of these for myself, and then I just share them with you. This is the one that's from the sports nutrition line, and it's targeting the visceral fat that we literally just talked about for the last like almost 45 minutes, the visceral fat. So it's a thermogenic. I just put it on my tongue. I already did it this morning. Tastes amazing. You're like, go 90 days on and 30 days off. Okay. And do rounds like that. Do rounds with the total body reset. Do 90-day rounds. Okay. And then of course, this is, 90 days on, 30 days off. But if you will commit to doing like that kind of a journey where you're doing rounds, 90-day rounds, what will happen is this. The first thing is that as a registered customer, you will be able to unlock free shipping, but then you'll also be able to unlock the customer campaign. And Jane was on here yesterday, and Jane let me know that she just received her third $75 off, because when you purchase $150 or more 3 months in a row, on the third month, they will erase $75 from your order. You don't have to do anything. She's done that 3 times now. Plus, she got in on that New Year's bonus just for doing what she was already doing. They threw her an extra $50. So get paid for your wellness journey. Choose a consistent journey. Give yourself permission. Every day, Monday through Friday, we are right here. We've done this for 2 years. You have daily encouragement and help. Every month in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. Put your email in, tell them Kirsten sent you. You have a monthly free challenge. So you have daily, you have monthly, and then you can do a 90-day round with like the total body reset and measure yourself. Find out what your labs are. You heard what she said. 6 months ago, her A1C was 5.6. Now it's 5.4. Last fall, she was 7 inches bigger than she is now. Like, measure yourself. Know what your baselines are. Track what's going on in your body. Get excited. Get excited that in a year you can be in a completely different place. Heck, by the summer, you can be really started on your journey. Be excited. Hold on. Does it matter how you take the probiotic? I will answer that. When you say me too, what are you saying, Carrie? Tell me what you're saying. The probiotic, the only thing that matters is this. They are alive, 5 live strains. So you don't ever want to take this with heat. So you don't take your probiotic on your tongue and then drink a cup of coffee. Okay. Don't do that. You'll kill the live strains and then you're just flushing your money down the toilet. You can sprinkle it on cold food. You could put this in a cold yogurt. It doesn't really have any flavor. It's nothing that you need to mitigate. It's nothing that you're like, I got to figure out how I'm going to eat that. It tastes like the bottom of a cereal bag. So I just do it on my tongue and I'm good with that. I've done that for years. Okay. So it's an easy, but it's such a powerful punch of a probiotic. I mean, it's good. We don't get enough probiotic in, our kefir and our yogurt and what we need specific strains for our body. And I don't know if you know this or not, but when I talk about in the group, I talk about it more. The multivitamin, the top of the tier of the multivitamin, which is the one that I take, it's actually 3 separate supplements, a multivitamin, a multimineral, and a phytonutrient. It's like a flood of nutrition. This particular company, what they do is they design it with the deficiencies of every single country. So whatever country you live in, I can't sell in all the countries. I can only sell in North America. But in the country that people live in, it's designed for them. So I think that we're pretty safe to say that when you buy something like this is repopulating your microbiome the way that it actually needs to be repopulated. I don't know if you know this, but in the United States of America, we've killed off over half of our microbiome species since like the 1960s. We've killed them off. We do not have a very diverse microbiome. If you take the feces of like Tanzania, this was an actual study. Tanzania, and I think it might have been Brazil, because it was South America and then it was Africa. And they took the feces of these different countries. We were one of them. And they were like super like broad and diverse microbiomes. And the United States was like just blunted. We just like killed them off. So we've got all these digestive issues. I think that is probably a base for a lot of the food allergies that we have, stuff like that. It definitely plays a part, right? It plays a part. So having your probiotic is super important. So you got the 75 3 times, Carrie. Woohoo! I love it when you guys win like that. I love that. Thanks for sharing, Carrie. Thanks for sharing. I'm going to take a picture. I love that, you guys. It's just so important to me that you finally feel like you have a way to make sense of your life. And I only say that because we have a sick care system. So first of all, nobody is even freaking telling you on the poster of the wall in the doctor's office anything that you and I talk about. Like, this is so dumb. Like, your liver is your fat metabolizing organ. Love your liver. If you don't get down your insulin, you can't burn fat. So get your insulin down. Stop snacking all day long. Things like that. Like, these are basic things. But then on top of that, because it's a sick care system and it's driven by the pharmaceutical companies, they will never, ever bonus you for taking care of yourself like that. So when you're able to do something like that, like, okay, I'm going to commit to a journey and I'm going to get my $75 off every 3 months. And I'm just going to do rounds of taking care of me. It's my time. It's time for me, because I can see into the future and I can see what I want in my future. I have lived in my future for a very long time, but guess what I'm living in right now? I'm living in the future that I had 5 years ago in my brain. And now I have these 4 unbelievably gorgeous grandkids, of course, right? Everybody's grandkids are gorgeous. And I get to spend time with them and I have energy for them and I feel good, all of the things. Everybody's got something in their brain that they want to. So Jackie asks, how long should you wait after taking the probiotic before having, say, coffee or a warm broth? I wonder if I should try to get you an official answer for that. In my own brain, what I do is I'm usually about a half an hour. I bet it doesn't have to be that long, but that's my brain. But I'm also not a coffee drinker in the mornings because it's so dehydrating. This is for me. This is my brain. My husband will be like, you want some coffee? And I'm like, no. But let's ask ChatGPT. Let's just have some fun here for a second. How long should you wait before drinking hot liquid after taking a probiotic that has live strains in it? Let's just see what we got. It says you don't need to wait long at all, but temperature does matter. Here's the simple rule. If the probiotic is already swallowed and in your stomach, drinking hot liquid afterward, they say it's not a problem. What you want to avoid is mixing the probiotic powder directly into hot liquid, holding it in your mouth and immediately chasing it with very hot coffee or tea. I would not do that. Very hot liquid, think fresh brewed coffee or boiling tea, can damage live strains if they are directly exposed to high heat before you swallow. After swallowing your probiotic with room temperature or cool water, you can safely drink hot coffee, within 5 to 10 minutes. Within 5 to 10 minutes. So there you go. We got a really good answer on that one. That's a good one. How long? Okay. You add it to the green drink and take it all at once. Perfect, Shannon. You can totally do that. You guys are such friends. Must read labels so we know what's in our food. In nutrition school, that was driven in constantly. Yes. Oh, odd. But do you thaw your frozen fruit or what? Do you put it in a smoothie? I do. So Julie, I have, you can see it on my website. I have a whey protein powder and I have chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla. So it's actually for anybody that's looking for one, in the market for one. It's a very clean, sweetened with stevia, not grainy. It's a really high quality product, grass-fed whey. Okay. But what I do is I'll take my little zhuzh. It's not an actual ninja, but it's a little zhuzh. And I'll take like a little bit of unsweetened coconut milk. And then I'll put in like a handful of frozen berries. And then I put in a scoop of the protein powder. And that's what I do. However, you could very easily use like a mixed berry. I've done this before. It's just been a while. Mixed berry like medley that you can get at like Costco. And I do blueberries in that. I'm doing vanilla, whey, protein powder, grass-fed whey, and then I'm doing my blueberries. That's what I like. But you could take a mixed berry and you could heat it up on the stove and you could like just warm them. And you could add like some liquid stevia to sweeten it up a little bit and get it all nice and warm. Put it like in a little, dish and pour just a little bit of cream on it. That's a really nice treat. I used to do that all the time. For some reason, I get away from things. Like I just don't do them anymore. And I don't know. I just don't crave them. And my cravings change or shift or do something. And then I'm off to something else. But that's actually a really good little treat to do, just to kind of let you know. Very good little treat. Good to see you, Terry. Shannon, you made sauteed cabbage. I know you said this a while ago, but I missed it. Sauteed cabbage and onion with 2 eggs this morning. Super enjoyed it. That sounds amazing. That sounds really good. You put your berries in your yogurt. Excellent idea, right? I know, Luana, right? Listen, I have a hack for everything. I'm the hack queen for myself. Use the chocolate protein powder with raspberries. That sounds so good, Terry. That is a really good one. I love that. I know. You can find hacks for everything. You really can. And then you just feel so much better about your whole universe. It's like, I just want people to grasp the idea. And people are like, would you ever put out a cookbook? And I'm like, what am I going to put in it? Like warm up your berries and add a dash of cream? I mean, I suppose, but to me, it's kind of like, in my head, it's like it's one of those cooking shows where the chefs, they deconstruct. This is our deconstructed grilled cheese sandwich with tomato soup. And they've got like the grilled cheese, I don't even know. Like the cheese is separate from the bread and the butter. And whatever, they've deconstructed. To me, it's just deconstructing. Shannon, I'm so glad you like my food ideas. You're so funny. Just deconstruct the flavors that you like. The perfect example for me to give you is like that, the keto lasagna. And you can get the keto lasagna right on my website, right? It's just sitting there right for you. And it actually was inspired by, I do it differently, but it was inspired by Maria Emmerich because I don't want that, because she has such good creative ideas, right? So I'm going to show you where you can get that. So on my site, KirstenLiebelt.com, here, I'll show this to you. KirstenLiebelt.com, I'll show you my little thing. When you go there and you scroll up, go past my before and after pictures, and right here, there are some free resources, okay? Right here is the keto lasagna. I'll tap on it. You'll see a picture, and then you'll see the recipe. You can't see it on Facebook because it gets washed out, okay? All right, perfect example. You do not eat lasagna for the flavor of the noodle. You can't even taste the darn noodle. So Maria Emmerich teaches, and other people too now, they take like sliced chicken deli breast and use that for your noodles. And it's amazing. And people love it. It's great. But you just deconstruct. Ask yourself those simple questions. Oh, I just love having a treat so much, but what is it that I actually want? And then just flip out some of the ingredients. It's not as hard as people think it is. We just have to get out of the mode of purchasing the prepackaged food, whatever it is that we're buying at the grocery store that we are really kind of hooked on because there's maybe an emotional connection to it. You just flip it and you figure it out. So if I want something that's creamy and berry-like that, then I can do just what I was talking about. Take some of those frozen berries and warm them up and add some liquid stevia on, or some powdered swerve, and whatever. Make homemade whipping cream and put a little dollop on there, and whatever it is that, and maybe that is a replacement for like a cobbler thought process. Like you love a good cobbler, you love a good fruit dessert. You just have to ask yourself what it is that you love. And we'll just find, trade-outs. And there are people out there that are so much better than me. Like All Day I Dream About Food. She has such a good blog. She's done the recipe testing. She went into the kitchen to figure out how to create something, right? And you can do it too. If I chose out of my day, I would probably make more custards because they don't have any almond flour in them. I think they taste amazing, like a creme brulee, a sugar-free creme brulee. It's so good. I love creamy and custardy and sweet and that kind of stuff. So that would probably be my choice, but you have to decide what it is for you that you want, right? So meat and vegetables, no oatmeal. Yes. Oh, hold on. Sorry. I have to go back in the conversation. You have a problem with finding breakfast. Can't always eat yogurt in the morning. Tired of oatmeal and eggs. Any suggestions? I see. And then somebody was saying meat and vegetables, no oatmeal. That is correct. Hold on. I think I missed a comment. I did. Luana said something and it's not showing up on my my StreamYard. That's okay. I'll see it when I get off. Oh, there. I think it just showed up. You love stroganoff, so you will use mushrooms or green beans in place of egg noodles. Excellent idea. Excellent idea. So yeah, you can't always eat yogurt in the morning and you get tired of eggs and oatmeal. So that is the first point of just contact is no, we don't do oatmeal. Oatmeal will super spike your sugars and call on insulin. So no grain. Omelets is a good idea. Yes. And also too, choosing how you do your eggs is very helpful. But I like to do if you're tired of eggs and you want 0 eggs, then I would recommend, like she was saying, meat. So like chicken sausage is really good. You can do something like that. You can buy an egg wrap. An egg life wrap. Does anybody use those egg life wraps? That is a really great way you purchase those like at Aldi's or Walmart or whatever, and you can make taco meat and you can put taco meat in there. You could make anything. You could cut up your chicken sausage and have shredded cheese and melt that in there and roll that up. Make yourself a breakfast burrito, kind of a thought process. That's something that I would do. If you are just needing different ideas for eggs in general, I would do like an egg bake, or I would do like little individual egg bites, like how you can get at Starbucks. If you have things like that on hand, you can grab them. But I would definitely stay away from any grain. I would stay away from oatmeal, bagels, everything, anything that has grain in it, I would stay away from. Cottage cheese in the morning with berries or avocado, Carrie, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Cottage cheese. See, now I should have thought of that. That's a really good one. I like that. Egg life wraps as breakfast taco. Yep. Omelets, as you can put any meat and veggie in them. You love poached eggs. I had to stop labeling my, see, I know I'm missing conversations. Foods per meal. This morning I had shredded pork loin. Oh my, look at you, Marla. Shredded pork loin with melted pepper jack cheese and raw broccoli with a spritz of lemon juice. I just eat what I feel like in the moment. So you're just following basically your cravings a little bit. All day I dream about food, breakfast, cookies, and muffins, Terry's recommending. So you go to the blog, All Day I Dream About Food. I can pull that up for you here and show that to you so you can see what her website looks like. I feel like she is very creative. All day. I must have cleared my cache. Dream about food.com. Here we go. This is what it looks like when you go to her site. All day I dream about food. Okay. And she really does have a very good, that lighting on there. Look at that lighting. It's so crazy on Facebook. You guys get the short end of the stick over there. There we go. It's not so bad. Okay. All day I dream about food. She's just very creative. And this is why I do recommend things like, if you're on my site, my KirstenLiebelt.com, if you're on my site and you go down to the Amazon list, we're going to go down to Shop with Kirsten, and then that cookbook right there, Maria Emmerich's 30-Day Ketogenic Cleanse Cookbook. She has a breakfast chili in there that is really, really good. Today it is $16.63. This is the cookbook that I really do appreciate because, like that breakfast chili, it's actually a tomato-based hamburger and chorizo. That's something that I appreciate, a different thought process for breakfast. I mean, think about it. We are normally indoctrinated into eating things like bacon or sausage, something like that. So having meat at breakfast isn't unheard of to us. We've just been really marketed to that we should be eating grains and cereal and bread and all that stuff. And we just have to stop that thought process because that's not helping us. You also put salsa and pico de gallo on your scrambled eggs. Yummy. I know. And again, I will go through, I'll go through stages where I really do want something spicy. Irene says, what were the name of those wraps that you said that you could get and put filet with eggs and sausage? You didn't get the name of it. Egg Life wraps. Let's see if I can pull up an image. I bet I could. Hold on. Really, honestly, I used to buy them all the time. And again, I go in spurts, probably seasonally. I don't know why. I have not craved them for a long time, but I will also use them for sweet things, because what you can do is you can take here. This is how they look. Egg Life wraps. Okay. And I think that's showing orange to you guys on Facebook. It's actually yellow, but that's okay. Doesn't matter. There are different flavors. You can get like, I don't know, you can get Mexican, you can get Italian, you can get different flavors, but they're just egg whites that they have turned into these wraps. They do not taste like a flour tortilla, but they function like a flour tortilla. And so you can also do something sweet with that. You could take a little bit of cream cheese, cinnamon, sweetener, and you could warm it and roll it up and have a sweet treat. You could also do that with whipped cream and berries in there. So you can make it sweet or you can make it savory. Either way, it works really well. And that would be a really good morning thing. You stock up on the Egg Life wraps and they freeze well. That's a good tip, Terry. Thank you for that. So the Egg Life wraps freeze well. I've actually never frozen the Egg Life wraps. You got the book. Her pictures are very nice. The chorizo doesn't have sugar in it. Holy cannoli, Shannon. I don't know. I'm going to look now. I don't know that. Does chorizo normally have sugar in it? See, that's a good thing. I suppose it depends on the brand, right? Yeah, the reason why I recommend the ketogenic cleanse is because I feel like it is a very, it's an overall, I can recommend it to everybody. Everybody could benefit from it. It's dairy free. It's very creative. It's flavorful. I don't think there's any almond flour in it. It's just a really good baseline. It's not going to trip anybody up. For the person who wants meal plans, because that's how their brain works. That's not how my brain works. Remember, I'm the one who had all of my supplements inside of my little, they were all in one place. Now I finally, at 61 years old, I'm organized with my supplementation, with my little thing, but my brain is not, I'm not a meal plan. I never was a meal planning mom, anything like that. So, but for the person who is, and they want to go shopping according to meal plan and they want things laid out because that gives them structure and boundaries and then they know where they're going. She has amazing meal plans in that book. She has great scientific background on stuff. She teaches, that's probably why I'm attracted to it, because I believe also that if you know why, if you know how, if you understand what is happening in your body to create the results that everybody else is getting, or that I should just say other people are getting, then you'll be like, oh, it's kind of like that V8 moment. Oh, that's why that works. And no longer are you believing that you're just supposed to put Band-Aids all over your body of the latest system or the latest marketed whatever. Instead, you're like, oh, that makes perfect sense. If I can get my liver function up, if I can get my gut inflammation down, if I can get my insulin down, oh, I could actually burn fat, absorb my nutrients, like my body will function the way it's supposed to function. And it's like, yes. And Maria Emmerich does the same thing. She's like, here's the science behind it, because she's not trying to sell you a fad of any kind. She's trying to get you to understand how your body works. And that's why you 5 years from now will be like, I got this. I literally have a key to how to feel better, to keep my weight down, to not live with a lot of meds, all that stuff, because you'll understand. Why? Your husband, being Hispanic, loves chorizo. I usually don't eat it, but I have many more. I may have more of it now. Yes. Yeah. Let me know if you see sugar on that. It might be, Shannon. It might be. And I suppose it would depend on how much too, right? Like you have to be careful, of course. Yes, Carrie, but I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant when you said that. I read between the lines. Okay, so that was a really good little session today, girls. We're having fun. Oh, very, very, very good. So does anybody have any questions? Otherwise, I'm going to see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. This Saturday, February 21st at noon Central, in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. And don't forget, for anybody who's not in there, put in your email, tell them Kirsten sent you. Get into the group. At noon, we'll go live. You don't even have to sign up for it. We'll go live. We're doing a sleep clinic masterclass. It's probably going to be 45 minutes to an hour, depending upon questions, but it's meant to resource you so that, yes, the supplementation side of it, and maybe a lot of it you already know just because you've been around my content, but also some tips and tricks. My business associate, she's on my business team. She actually is a cosmetologist. And so she has different tricks up her sleeve than I do. And so I feel like very beneficial. And it's kind of a little bit of a beta test for us, because I think that there are different things that people want classes on, and you guys can always let me know. I know that even in the past, when I've talked about like the water filtration system that I have somebody this morning wanting to know, like, because people want to know, do I want above the counter, below the counter? But people want answers, but they also want help around the conversation. Like, you want a little bit more detail, because a confused mind does nothing. So if you're confused around a conversation, you're just not going to take any action. You're not going to get the results that you were looking for. You're welcome, Shannon. You are welcome. Have such a great day. Have such a good day. Maggie, so are you wondering about the total body reset? Is that what you're wondering about? Because I can help you with that, Maggie. So the total body reset, just as we wrap up here, it's 6 different pieces. These are things that I've sourced for me when I was a 2X in size. And the whole key of everything that I talk about is the fact that I was pre-diabetic, and now I'm the only person in my family to have avoided type 2 diabetes. I was a 2X in size. I lost 3 sizes, and I've kept them off. That is the key component. I stopped in my 50s doing this, because now I understand how my body works. So this is just helping you to accelerate through the process of supporting your liver, your gut, and your insulin. And then I teach food inside of the group Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. And we do stuff like that. We do ingredient trade outs and recipes and stuff like that. You're welcome, Carrie. You're welcome. And Maggie, I will reach out to you when I get off, and you can just tell me if you need anything. How does that sound? Keep it easy. Keep it easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right. Have a really good day. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Make it a good one. Make it a good Tuesday.